Okay, so maybe now I can give you a few words about our farming vision. So first of all, we've begun to work organically. The purpose was quite easy to us. We wanted to stop working with molecule de synthèse, synthesis molecule, sorry, chemistry. We wanted to skip chemistry. So what we had left regarding the treatment was copper and sulfur. And then after we met different winemakers and wine growers here locally and in France who work with biodynamic. So it is right that we might have a vision quite rational about the biodynamic. We don't necessarily follow all the star system, etc. But we do believe that it brings something else, something more to how we can feed well the plants, all the little action we can put in place before we pick the grapes in the end for it to be as resilient as possible. So we do use a lot of different treatments based on plants that we grow, that we might buy from a friend who grow it, that we're gonna apply for sure on each of our treatments. And it allowed us to reach a certain level of balance. It goes also with the type of food we give to our vineyard, which is entirely homemade compost that we do with another wine grower from Le Mesnil. And it is very important. We stop using any fertilizers, even organic ones, to make our own compost that we analyze every year with the help of an agronomist. And we also analyze at different moments of the year our vines, winter time when it comes to the underground, and during summer times about the leaves to make sure what we put on can be well absorbed by the vines. Because if you do a little compost at home, you know that it's very easy to compost material, but it's another question for the plants to be to absorb it, and so it is very important as well for us to have a global vision about the type of machine we use. So we try to enlighten as much as possible the tractor we use and to skip some, in our opinion, useless passage the tractor, sorry for my French. So we're gonna work with some horse instead. We skip the trimming for the vines which are trimmed post-flower to let the vines focus on its flowers, for example. And we do have, it is right, during springtime, a lot of seasonal workers who comes and help us because we do a lot of work by hand here in Champagne, and it's very important to be precise on so many little levels that I will love to detail. But that's happened during springtime, yes. Maybe I can talk about the terroir, the specificities of Auger. Alors, this one is placed upside down. Normally, all the green part you have here represent the forest, which is behind me on top of the slope. And Auger, it's literally in a vale. It's constituted like this. So we do have a lot of erosion on what we call the main terroir of the village. Here we separate 3 zones. Auger represents half of our total plantation. And so it's very much our playground. As you can see, all the little pins here represent a plot that we cultivate. Here it's us, the winery. And the red ones are both for the Grand Jardin and Coin Gris, which is some a single vineyard cuvée that we released. So it's a tiny, tiny village. We do have 500 inhabitants, but to give you an idea, the plots which are placed on the slopes compared to the ones which are located on the bottoms might have a week to 10, 12 days of ripeness difference when it comes to the picking time. So even if it's close by, the importance of the notion of terroir is very much relevant when it comes to ripeness because of that. We apply the same farming on all of our zones, but we're going to focus on the behavior on each plot. Voilà.